Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Arc Ellipse 5 Light Pendant. This is the 1375-25. There's also two singular pendants in two different sizes that can go over your kitchen island, and there's also a beautiful matching wall sconce. So check those all out if you get a chance. Why don't we get into all the little details here? There's a lot to talk about on this fixture. So let's get into the height of the fixture body itself. That's going to be independent of the rods that it's hanging from. 6.7 inches high. Left to right, you're about 42 inches. It's 41.9. And the depth is coming in at 5.25 inches. Okay, so overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is going to be the bottom of the glass in this case, all the way to your ceiling, and you're going to have a really good range. 12.4 inches at its shortest, so you could actually use this and make it into a semi-flush if you wanted to, but it can also go to 54.4 at its longest using all the rods that we'll talk about in just a second. If you need this to be longer than 54.4, what you want to do is email me and say you're looking at the 1375-25 and tell me what you need. Overall height, we don't talk about parts, just the whole thing. So bottom of fixture to ceiling. So if you have to go, like I said, beyond the 54.4, I'm going to take your email and send it to Hubbardton Forge's customs department, and we will get an answer for you on what we can do, because we can make these pretty long, like two stories easy. I've done it a million times. Not a big deal. Canopy up on the ceilings coming in at 12 inches by 5 inches. It's 35 pounds, which is good to go there. Why don't we get into what this is all about? So I want to show you the installations instructions really quick, because they're going to help us kind of go through this. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list of all these nice little parts. It's also going to show you how to put it together, which we're going to go over in a second. It's going to show you also some schematic drawings of that canopy and how it goes over your 4-inch junction box. And part of that parts list is going to show you this. This is going to be a retaining ring tool, which we'll talk about a little later. That'll be in there. The retaining ring for it, the glass, all those kind of things. And you're going to see that there's going to be a collection of these pipes. And Hubbardton Forge has a system of pipes where they're going to screw together, and we'll talk about that now. So you're going to be getting, how many? I think you get 6 of the 12. You get 6 of the 12, 2 of the 6, and 2 of the 3. And you're going to use them in different combinations to get where you need to go from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture. You notice the chart I mentioned a second ago. There's going to be a chart over on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont on this fixture. That chart's also going to be on the installations instructions, so it's important to look at that. It's going to show you which combinations of which of these pipes you're going to use to get to the overall listed heights that are listed there. So here's your 3-inch, here's your 6, and here's your 12, and you get a bunch of these. Plus all these little swift connectors that are threaded. There's threading on the inside of the pipe, on both sides, and then these just go right inside. They're threaded as well. So if I was going to be putting this together, I would probably put a blanket or something like that down on a table. I wouldn't put my glass into the very end, so I'd put the glass off to the side. I would put my fixture down. I would figure out with that chart which of these I need to get to my desired overall height. I would lay out my little parts, and then you're going to be feeding the wire through the parts one at a time. So through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and then you're just going to screw them together. And at the very end of this, that wires are going to exit the canopy at the top. When you screw these together, you're going to notice they are super tight, and the seam on this, you can barely even see a line. So it shows you Hubbardton Forge's engineering is pretty fantastic. So it's very easy to put it together. This is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees in one direction only. If you're using a slope ceiling with this fixture or any of the 2 rod fixtures coming down, it's important to contact me so I can kind of walk you through all of that. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about this guy? So it's going to be using a medium base socket, and you'll notice there's threading on the sides of the socket, and this is your retaining ring. The bottom of it is got the part that has the little ridges on it, and you notice there's also little ridges in here too. This is going to take the place of your hand. Your hand is too big to get inside this to put the retaining ring on. So what you're really going to do is you're going to take the retaining ring, take the tool, oops, I think it's this end. Oh, I was right. You're going to put it into the bottom like that. What I like to do is I just kind of slide the glass over the top, line up the holes, and I put it in, and then this is like going to take the place of your hand. So it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Remember that? So, and then when you're done, what will happen is this will be on, the glass will be on, retained by this retaining ring, and you kind of just pull this down, and you do it for each of them. Don't throw this away. Put it into a storage bin or something, maybe a junk drawer in your kitchen, so you have it someday if you need to ever do anything. Okay, glass on this is going to be 6 inches long and 5.37 inches high and 3 inches in depth. This is Hubbardton Forge's opal glass. I'll talk more about this in just a second because there's a lot of good things about that too. I think you guys also want to know about lamping on this, and lamping means the light bulbs you can use. It's going to say that you can use 5 medium base. We mentioned that a second ago. Well, it says A bulb. An A bulb is really, it's going to be this regular screw-in bulb. So an A19, excuse me, an A19 is the normal American light bulb size we all grew up with. And this is an LED, this is an LED. You can use incandescent in this if you want to, so you can keep doing that, up to a 60 watt in each of these sockets. As a matter of fact, I actually have this light above me right here. That's the light that's putting the light on this table. People love this light. I sell this all the time from people just coming into the showroom and looking at it because it's so beautiful. So back to these guys. So an A19, you can use that. I can generally find these bulbs 60, if I'm doing an LED, 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. I found this bulb up to 100 watt equivalent, but you've got 5 of these sockets. So do you need 500 watt equivalent of light? Probably not. So I think 60 watt or a 75 watt equivalent would probably be the way to go because A, they're easy to get and they're not expensive, and it's just better. So you could do these phosphorus ones, the ones that are clear and they have little orange lines running around inside. This is also like a smaller version of this, which you can use as well. So this is an A15. This will actually be higher up in the glass, and that's really up to you. It doesn't really matter that much. We actually have both of these in this fixture in our showroom, so I can show people what kind of different lighting, what it looks like basically with different bulbs in it. So A15, you can find this 60 watt equivalent pretty easy. These are used in garage door openers, or used in ceiling fans, places like that. Sometimes refrigerators. I can find this easily at a 60 watt equivalent. I can find this up to a 75 watt equivalent if you wanted to go with that. Now, you can also use these because this will actually kind of mimic the glass a little bit. So when you do look up into it, it would just kind of be the same deal, right? So it's fine. And these are the standard LEDs that you can find anywhere. Drugstores, grocery stores, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's, all those good things. If you have to go online, they're on Amazon, obviously, but you're fine there. So, and the same deal with these. You can find these up to 100 watt equivalent if you have to go there, but I don't think you need to. I think just doing a 60 watt equivalent or a 75 watt equivalent would be the way to go. Very important that you buy a dimmable bulb on this because it is a dimmable fixture, and tell your installer that you're using dimmable LEDs so they use the right rheostat, the dimmer on the wall for you. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.